Oh, I thought singing is with this right here.
Singing is with this.
Yeah.
This is our, yes.
So there's a talkie.
Yes, the talking
This
can
is
be,
talking and singing.
singing is here.
Okay.
And playing is there.
And then I got one more just in case.
She does have a
Plug.
plug-in, so you want to go,
Oh,
she's
so
in the
yeah,
president's
plug.
conference room.
Okay.
And better. Okay. 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 Okay, thank you. Oh. Oh, can take them all. Oh, right on. Oh, awesome, brother. Just hang over here, yeah?
Talk over there. So I know like the wire over there, they're gonna talk also, yeah.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you. And then it just bring them.
check 1 2.
Aloha everyone, we will be starting the program in 1 minute. If you can please take your seats. Aloha and welcome to the 185th birthday commemoration for our Queen Emma Kaleleʻōnalani. She was born on January 2nd, 1836, the daughter of High Chief George Naea and the Chiefess Fanny Kekelaʻokalani Young. Her maternal grandparents were John Olohana Young, Kamehameha I, British-born royal advisor and companion, and Ka'onaneaha, the niece of Kamehameha I. Emma's paternal grandfather was Keli'i Maikai, the half-brother of Kamehameha I. As we know, she lived a very vibrant and adventurous journey of 49 strong years. And she accomplished much in her time here. And she, along with her husband, had one goal, one vision, and that was to create a place where the people of Hawaii could be taken care of. And today, that legacy continues to live through each and every one of us that is a part of our Queen's Ohana and our community as well. We are so blessed to have wonderful people joining us today. Whether you are in person, at this time I do want to recognize our Board of Trustees. If you can please stand. I think I have Janai Wall and Dr. Kazuma Nakagawa. If you can please stand. A heartfelt mahalo to you and your peers for all the hard work that you have done, not just for the trying year that we had in 2020, but for the years that we have ahead of us to ensure that this legacy continues to live on far beyond our lifetime. So mahalo nui. In addition to that, we'd like to actually recognize those that could not be with us today, and that is our Royal Societies, our Ali'i organization, and our community members. So they are participating, as well as the Queen's Ohana on Molokai, North Hawaii, Maui, and all throughout the state of Hawaii, Guam and Saipan. They are joining us via live stream today. So let's just give a nice round of applause for the entire Queen's Ohana. What I would like to bring to our attention is that today we ho'ohanohano, we praise and we give glory to this beautiful woman, Queen Emma Kaleleʻōnalani. And she had a very strong faith in her relationship. And likewise, here we do as well. And I have actually had the privilege of working with the Reverend Al Miles over 30 some odd years. Is that about right, Al? And I'd like to ask him to come up and begin with a pule.
Mahalo, kalelehua. Aloha, everyone. I want to give thanks to all of our Queen's Ohana, especially all of our healthcare workers who have served diligently throughout the pandemic. May God continue to bless us and keep us healthy. Epule kako. To God, we are thankful for being able to serve others. We ask your blessings upon all of us, those frontline workers and all workers who represent the Queen healthcare systems. We ask your blessings upon their families, upon our friends, those that are near and those that are far. We ask your blessings upon our leaders. Continue to strengthen and guide them with your wisdom. And a special thanks at this time to Queen Emma and her husband, King Kamehameha IV, for their stick-to-itiveness, their diligence, their forthrightness to bring Queen's Hospital and Queen's Medical Center to us. Now bless us as we continue to serve in this new year and far beyond. We ask in all your loving names. Amen.
Amen. Mahalo, Reverend Al. I'd like to welcome Louisa Pelletier. She is the manager of the Queen Emma Clinic, to lead us in our Hawaiian doxology. We ask that you please refrain from singing or sing quietly to yourself as she leads us Thank you.
Honani kamakuama keiki me kauhane no ke akua mau ho'o mai kaipu ka kela Amene.
Mahalo nui to Al and Louisa, our manager of the Queen Emma Clinics. I'm sure that 2020 wasn't what we had all hoped it would be like. For myself, I spent much of my time in PT at rehab services. And I had the opportunity to witness firsthand kind, caring, passionate care from an individual who later I learned ended up being our Employee of the Year for 2019. Surrounded by his peers in masks and wearing yellow t-shirts that say, "Ryan rocks." Our first speaker for today is our 2019 Employee of the Year, Ryan Moore, who is a physical therapist in our outpatient rehabilitation services in POB 3. He has been a part of our Ohana for 5 years. He is known as the guy in the department who remembers the birthdays, or on any given day, brings in treats for alls, and organizes after-work team bonding activities. So our Prince connection shares with us. With COVID-19, he's had to be quite creative of keeping the team together and connected through texts and Zoom. I'd like to share that with Ryan. When I see you with our patients and I see the kind of care that you give along with Chris and everyone else in rehab services, it reminds me of the words that Queen Emma shared with us. And she said, "We on our parts must not forget to show loving kindness in all ways." Thank you for all that you do, and I'd like to ask that we put our hands together and welcome our Employee of the Year 2019, Ryan Moore.
Aloha kako. It is with deep appreciation to have been invited to participate in today's festivities. Thank you to Felice for including me. I was asked to share a few brief thoughts on hope and gratitude, and if I may include a third, joy. In preparation for today, I pondered what a birthday celebration should be, and I imagine it to be largely 3 timelines that we mentally process. A past which includes reflection and gratitude, a present being a sense of joy, and a future that is hope. First, gratitude. Gratitude helps us to make sense of our past. It's our chance to stop and appreciate what we have received from people and experiences prior to our present state. Today, we all celebrate our deep gratitude for Queen Emma, having gone door to door while still in her early 20s to raise the funds necessary to open the Queen's Hospital in 1859. Without her vision and deep calling, our current healthcare landscape would likely look drastically different today. Second, joy. Joy is the happiness and contentment of our present state. Joy is perhaps the most difficult of the 3 because it's really the blending of both gratitude and hope. Joy is found in being present with the moment, being able to stop and take it all in. Today we find joy in being able to continue the tradition to celebrate together, even in the midst of a pandemic. And finally, hope. Hope is our desire for a valued future, one that is not yet seen, but one that we believe in. Having just celebrated the New Year only a few days ago, the reflection of hope we have for this year and beyond is still fresh on our minds. Today, as we celebrate Queen Emma's birthday, we collectively share the same hope that she had so many years ago, to be able to provide indefinitely for the healthcare needs of our community. This perpetual legacy that Queen Emma created is all of our kuleana. In conclusion, it is of no surprise then that of the three, the cornerstone is indeed gratitude. Our gratitude helps us to appreciate and make sense of our past. It also brings us a joy for today, for us to celebrate, and perhaps most importantly, creates our hope for a better tomorrow. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Ryan, for those beautiful words and for really speaking from the heart for your service and commitment and dedication to our founders, to the organization, and to our patients. You exemplify the Queen Emma way, and we thank you for that. At this time, it's my privilege to be able to introduce two healthcare heroes, both registered nurses working on the front line through the pandemic. On our acute respiratory and emerging infectious disease unit, aka our COVID-19 unit. In many ways, these two individuals have exemplified our Queen and walked in her footsteps. Queen Emma herself visited patients daily at bedside during the epidemics of her time, risking her life and really risking transmission. But she did it because she was dedicated to ensuring the patients were comfortable and comforted. The same thing that these two nurses do every day and many of our healthcare heroes do every day. And we are just so grateful. Our Queen Emma established the District Visiting Society, and during that time, she would become known as one of the most dedicated individuals to visit patients even in their homes. And we have healthcare workers doing the same here. And so what we wanted to do was invite them today to speak about their time during this pandemic on behalf of all of the employees who are walking through the footsteps of our Queen, who did the same many years ago. I'd like to please welcome with me Ku'ulehua Lorenzo and Ethel Koga. Mahalo.
Aloha. My name is Ku'ulehua. I have worked as a nurse here at Queens for the past 12 years, and I've been working on the designated COVID med-surg unit since March of last year. I have always felt a connection to Queen Emma, having attended Queen Emma Preschool, St. Andrew's Priory for elementary, graduating from Kamehameha schools, and returning back here to work at Queens Medical Center. I've always felt her nurturing spirit with me. Queen Emma was a visionary leader ahead of her time. I believe that when she and King Kamehameha IV founded the Queen's Hospital, she could foresee that the organization would be an elite healthcare provider in Hawaii, attracting leaders from all over the world and in Hawaii to navigate through any crisis that would arise, such as today's COVID pandemic. Although we're still in the battle against COVID-19, I cannot help but feel a sense of pride when I say that I work here at Queens Medical Center. I'm proud to work alongside some of the most compassionate and intelligent people I know. Our brave staff who show up every day knowing the risks that they face, and yet they still give the best care to our patients. They go above and beyond to give comfort to our patients who are scared and alone. They truly encompass the shared values of our hospital. I'm grateful to our manager, Andy, Jill, our president, and the organization leadership for their continued support and for all the recent renovations that they did to our unit to minimize our exposure to the staff. Every single person in the Queens community here has had to make adjustments and sacrifices to protect our staff and each other. It hasn't been an easy process, but we're all doing our best. I feel like the Queen would be proud of us. She'd be proud of our capabilities, our innovations, and our strength as a team. So today we celebrate a woman whose dedication and passion brings out the best of all of us when we work together. A'ohe nui ke hana ke alu ia, which means no task is too big when done together by all. Thank you.
Aloha. I'm Ethel Koga, and I am also a nurse on Tower 9 Diamond Head, which is our first designated COVID unit. Sorry, I'm so used to having this on all the time. When I was first approached to share our experiences over the past 10 months, I was hesitant, and you can hear it in my voice. It's difficult to paint a picture for you to truly understand our daily reality as caregivers, because it has been such an emotional roller coaster ride for all of us. But today, we are here celebrating Queen Emma's birthday, and I wonder to myself, what would she be thinking? Would she be proud of what we have done to protect and care the people of Hawaii? The mission of Queen's Medical Center is to provide quality healthcare to improve the well-being of Native Hawaiians and all people of Hawaii, as intended by Queen Emma and King Kamehameha IV. So I asked, how have we used the values that the Queen has instilled in us in order to care for our COVID patients? Our values here as Queen employees, we know as care, compassion, aloha, respect, and excellence. Compassion. We have cared for COVID patients without a break since March of last year. Yes, without a break. Since March, we have had a COVID patient on our floor every day. They are alone and they are sick. Our nurses have shown so much heart throughout this journey. We have held the hands of patients struggling to breathe, trying to give them some assurance that it's gonna be okay, but in the back of our minds knowing that maybe it won't be. We've cared for fellow Queen employees and their families fighting COVID-19, knowing very well that could be us laying in that hospital bed. And unfortunately, we've held the hands of our dying patients as their families said their last goodbyes through a camera lens because they could not be there at bedside. Compassion. Aloha. We were asked what we needed to provide the proper care for our patients, and our leadership delivered. Our unit has been renovated and updated with technology and tools needed to take better care of our patients. Our community has shown so much aloha through meals and generous other donations. During this time of social distancing, the community reached out via social media to offer words of encouragement and support. Our team has grown to lean on each other so much more during this time. We've gone through so many changes in such a short time. All of these changes could have broken us, but we are still here because we truly are ohana. Respect. There is no way we could have done this alone. The emergency room, 4M medical ICU, RTs, crisis nurses have been there from the beginning. And as the numbers increased, other units stepped up. 7 Diamond Head, 7 Eva, Pauahi 6, Tower 8, all did their part to take care of these patients. The entire hospital had to make adjustments in order to deal with the surge, and we are stronger together for stepping up to this challenge. Excellence. We are tired, physically and mentally exhausted. Though we've seen and felt so much sadness over the past 10 months, we have also seen stories of triumph. We are always excited to discharge our patients back to their families, which re-energizes us to keep providing excellent care for our patients. We know this pandemic is not over, but we are starting to see a light. We continue to gain knowledge as new therapies and treatments are implemented, and we have some hope now that the vaccines have been administered. I don't think Queen Emma could have foreseen what this pandemic has done to the people of Hawaii, but we are proud to be part of the healthcare system she founded to care for these people. Mahalo.
Mahalo nui to you both. May I ask you guys just to give them one more round of applause? Mahalo for your heartfelt words and for your dedication, your sacrifice, and your daily commitment to our patients and to the organization. We know that the times have been challenging, but you have been fearless to lead us in and through this pandemic, and we thank you and all of those staff and employees that are doing the same every day. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. At this time, I would like to welcome Liana Iayahanda, Kumuhula Liana Iayahanda, and Kalehua Tolentino to honor Queen Emma with a hula.
Test. Aloha mai kako. The mele that Kalehua is going to dance today is called Ula no Veo, and it likens Queen Emma to the beautiful Ilima blossom, which opens up so beautifully in the morning light, and then as the sun gets stronger, it closes and withers. But like Queen Emma, it doesn't fall off and die. It stays there on its bush and blossoms again the next morning. And this mele is really an honor to her and her genealogy that goes back to Kauai. In many mele that are written for Queen Emma, at the end you'll hear, hey, noa no, this is a name chant for Emmalani, and you'll know that's for Queen Emma. Or you might hear, hey, noa no, Kaleleo na lani, another name of hers. But another honorific name she was given was that of Kamoha'i, who was a ruler on the island of Kauai many, many, many years before her. So this one at the end will say, hey, noa no Kamoha'i. It speaks about the heavy rains in Kauai, but also how those rains create such a verdant forest. Like Queen Emma, never giving up despite all the struggles and all the challenges with the deaths of her husband and her child, and all of the epidemics happening during that time that she had to endure, she continued to persevere. Ula no veo. Kalamai. Ula no veo la la e kalai lai te pua ili malai. Ula no veo la la e te lai lai te pua ili malai. A kalai a o no hili lai te pua ilana lai ka awa pui lai. Kalai o no hili lai ta huai lana lai ka awa pui lai. Uai ke vale o e lai ta ua loku lai a o hana lei lai. Uai ke vale o e lai ta ua loku lai a o hana lei lai. Lipo lipo vale lai a o kana hele lai a o hi
Mahalo for the beautiful hula. At this time, we would like to transition and offer ho'okupu to our Queen Emma. For those that were not at Mauna Ala, ho'okupu means to grow or to sprout forth. It is a cultural practice in which Hawaiians pay tribute to their ali'i or leaders. It is a ceremonial giving of a gift as a sign of honor and respect. When we present ho'okupu, it is an act of reciprocation on our part, that just as our founders have given us gifts of this organization, the values, the examples, the actions, we in turn will grow and continue to bring forth abundance. As we present our ho'okupu on behalf of our organization, our departments, our areas, the people that we serve, I would encourage you to take time of silence to consider what it is you will bring forth in this next year, 2021, to honor Queen Emma for the gifts that she has given us to help others that we serve grow.
At this time, we'd like to start with the Queen's Health Systems. Next, we ask the Queen's Medical Center. The Queen Emma Land Company. The Queens Development Corporation. The Queens Insurance Exchange. Molokai General Hospital. The Queens Medical Center, West Oahu. Queens North Hawaii Community Hospital. Queens School of Nursing Alumni Association. The Royal Societies. Elite organizations. And Na Ho'aloha, our friends in the community. At this time, we'd like to ask everybody else who had brought ho'okupu to come. Just keeping in mind our social distancing.
Aloha everyone. It's such a pleasure to be a part of this beautiful celebration of the Queen's birthday this morning. And what I'd like to share with you speaks about three things, which is faith, hope, and love. And I hope that we can hold on to these things as we move forward through the journey that we've already set on last year. So again, this is for our ali'i. E kulemelui.
Mahalo nui, Luisa, for that beautiful mele. So fun fact, Luisa is actually a member of a local group called Navai Ho'olu'u o Ke Anui Nui. So please give her a round of applause. We have so much talent at Queens that we love to showcase our talented individuals and give them opportunity to honor our Queen with their very special gifts. Now I would like to take the time to introduce, it's my privilege to be able to introduce our President and CEO, Jill Holgard Green, to share a few words with us. Her leadership during this pandemic has just been a strong source of strength, and so we mahalo you, and we're very, very grateful for you.
What a beautiful, beautiful day, and how inspiring. From the beautiful music, the wonderful violes and poules that give us inspiration and peace, to the messages from our outstanding caregivers that have clearly lived the values, the vision, all of the hopes and dreams that the Queen had. I can't tell you how inspiring this last hour has been for me. Ryan, as you started and said, we need to think about gratitude. We need to think about joy, and joy is the hardest because it's being present in the moment, and hope. This morning for me has done all of those. With deep gratitude. It is to every one of you, whether you have been at the bedside with an individual this year, whether you have been an environmental service technicians keeping our environment safe and clean, whether it's our safety folks keeping us on the job thinking about emergencies about to happen, whether it's our board, who have been our partners through this entire episode, assuring that we had the resources and support, whether it's the amazing management team that I have seen spend hundreds of hours constantly thinking about how can we support, whether it's our families and our community. All of us have come together to face this very devastating time. And we know it's not over. We know we have more that we have to fight. And today is a particular time that we have to be very vigilant because the virus is here and continues. But we should always take a moment and be grateful for all of the support and love and joy we have around us. The joy of seeing the amazing work, the joy of seeing happy families, the joy of each moment in conversation with each other can never be understated. And our presence today, our commitment of thinking about how can we continue to bring joy to every moment, how can we be present and see what we may not normally see. When I think about Queen Emma, she saw what most people weren't seeing. She would not accept that they could not do something about the incredible diseases that were happening in her community. She wouldn't accept it, and nor were we. We're going to continue to innovate, to stay vigilant, to keep working on ways to improve the health and well-being of the people that we serve. And we will be successful. There's no question about it. We will not fail. Now there's hope. And for me, I am filled with hope. You saw in both Jason and I, our eyes about 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago to this day, when we saw the pizza box come, which is the affectionate name for the device that was carrying all of our vaccines. We have vaccines. I want to use this moment to say to any one of you in our Ohana, please, if you choose to get vaccines, get them now. We'll do everything we possibly can to ensure your safety. And this is one of the ways. So please don't hesitate. Please come. Let's assure that we're doing everything we can to make it safer. And we are going to be on the front line, not only within our clinics and our hospitals, but in the front line over this next series of months as we vaccinate the community, because we will do everything we can to prevent whenever possible. It's also a time to make sure that you're caring for yourself. You must stay healthy. That does mean spending time with the people you love, even if it's a Zoom call. I know many of us have had a lot of Zoom calls over this holiday, but keeping our bubble small but our hearts full is very important to maintaining our joy. As we hope for this future, we are creating it. Every day, our every action is creating it. I do see a time in the next year where we will be focusing very broadly at improving the health and well-being of Native Hawaiians and all that live here on the islands. We have an amazing group of very, very committed people that are constantly thinking not only of what happens in our hospitals, but what we can do in homes, in our schools, in our community, and with our patients to help bring peace and happiness and health and well-being. And we're going to be about doing that. So for today, we're here. We're here because a very, very critical person over 185 years ago was born, and she had the courage to be educated. And I do love that she was always worried that women didn't get access to education as well. So she was a very early suffragette, if you want to think of that. She was an early caregiver. And she always committed to how could she provide compassion. We're going to continue we are going to thrive. Our community is going to thrive. And it is a great privilege that we get to do this together. And it's a great privilege for myself to be with you during this time. Mahalo for everything you do. Please take care, and peace and joy.
Mahalo nui, Joe, for your heartfelt words and for your leadership. Before we close our ceremony today, I'd like to extend a mahalo to our trustees, our Royal Societies, our ali'i organizations, our community, our distinguished guests and speakers, and all of our ohana that are joining us via live stream today. We'd like to offer our deepest mahalo to the many individuals who worked together to make this ceremony possible. Some of those names are listed in the program. And to Native Hawaiian Health Program, Kalahua, our fearless leaders, Dr. Akaka, Eric Martinson, mahalo. And to our CEO, Jill, and her team, mahalo for your leadership and guidance. And to our community, our partners who could not be here with us in person, our friends, our families, and our patients. Your collaboration and support through this pandemic have given us strength through 2020, and we are truly grateful. Before we depart today, I'd like to close with this manaho'oku'u. Queen Emma's bravery was demonstrated in every task completed, every obstacle she overcame, and every act of compassion, which in culmination brought about the founding of the Queen's Hospital. And it was her continued bravery that carried the organization through many epidemics, political turmoil, and financial hardship. We honor Queen Emma, Kalalaona Lani Rook, by acknowledging, Iolano Kalala Ike Kumu, the branches grow because of the trunk. Without you, Queen Emma, we would not be here. Queen Emma and King Kamehameha IV represent our roots. In that tree trunk, that which gives us strength and security, so that 161 years later, the Queen's Health System can still provide care for our community, even during pandemic times of hardship. And through hardship, it is the Queen's mission to provide in perpetuity quality healthcare services to improve the health and well-being of Native Hawaiians and all people of Hawaii. That grounds us and gives us hope that we can continue to do more good for the people that we serve through our acts of service every single day. And lastly, it is the values of our founders: compassion, aloha, respect, and excellence, which gives us courage to fulfill our roles and our parts. Each of you in our ohana who tirelessly and courageously perform daily tasks, whether frontline or not, mundane or challenging, to fulfill your role and your service to each other, and then in turn to promote quality outcomes for the patients that we serve. We honor our Queen today for these gifts, and we pray that each of you would be blessed in this next year, and that you would also grow, serve, and be courageous like our Queen in 2021. We'd like you to stand at this time while Luisa leads us in Hawaii Aloha.
E Hawaii e kuho me hano e kuho me kulai vinei oli
may be seated. This concludes our ceremony for today, and we ask that you would please join us via live stream on Tuesday, February 9th. Put it in your calendars at 11 a.m. for our King's birthday, 187th birthday commemoration. Mahalo to you all, and thank you for being with us to celebrate and honor our Queen Emma.